Hello fans, I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at the Darkrock 2x5 ARGB and PWM SATA powered hub with remote control. And the remote control is pretty simple. It does brightness and modes and colors and speed and auto. You can lock it, so on and so forth. You can also switch from the remote control to the motherboard control with the MB key there. And these have special presets on the bottom. This is what it looks like, and it's already wired, so you don't have to worry about putting the wires in. Now, if you want to control your LED on your power switch, you could connect that to here with that port right there, but that's the only thing you'd have to wire. And there are two channels on here. There's the A channel here and the B channel here, and each of them supports 5 PWM plus ARGB, or even just PWM or just ARGB. If you don't want to use both, you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you, because it uses 2 SATA connectors for power, and that gives you 4.5 amps per side, which is better than you're going to get from the motherboard itself. Plus, you can connect it, as you probably figured out, to your motherboard for both PWM and ARGB. Man, I really hate how the camera is just, software is always just pointed at me, even when I'm trying to show something up close. So also on the back there are these 2 black magnets, neodymium, so you can stick it to your case, so you don't have to use adhesive or something like that. And then you're going to take the PWM and ARGB connector and connect them to your motherboard if you want. If you don't want to, you can just rely on the remote control. If you don't want to use the remote control, you can just rely on the cables. If you want to have both options, best of both worlds, I guess you could say, then feel free to do that too. It's all up to you. So let's go ahead and give this a practice run. And one thing I want you to be aware of is that this is the key port for controlling PWM, the A1 key port. You'll notice that the B1 port, which is right here, doesn't have that white coloration. See? That's because that is the key port. So it seems to me like, based on that, you have to plug your first fan, the controlling fan for PWM, into this port. Now, if you're just using ARGB, it isn't going to make much of a difference necessarily, but I still suggest you go in order from 1 to 5 on each side. I'm going to just plug in the A side, and you can tell which one is A and which one's B, even though they're not marked, because A is on this side here, and here is the cable. B is on the top, there's the cable. Very simple. So one thing that I should probably point out is there is nothing on this remote control for controlling the speed of the fans. Therefore, the fans are going to run at maximum speed if you don't plug this in to your motherboard or a hub or a controller or something like that that'll allow you to have actual PWM. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about not plugging it in. Now, let's go. You know what to expect, or should know what to expect, if you plug your ARGB cable into your motherboard. You're either going to control it through your motherboard software, or you can get a third-party software like Signal RGB or Open RGB. But this one has an on-off button, so let's get it on and take a look at the colorations. So we'll start with the presets on the bottom that are marked with musical note and numbers 1, 2, and 3, yellow, blue, and purple. So this is what number 1 does. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps on flashing on and off like that. It's a little bit weird to me. This is number 2. And this is number 3. Now, if I click on 3 again, it starts flashing like this. So apparently each of these has, yeah, so you can do multiple settings, multiple modes, that is, with 1, 2, and 3 down here. It's not just one. So let me just try again here. Turn this off, on, okay. We'll go to, okay, let's go back to number 1. So that's the first mode, or first one for first mode. And that's second one. And I'm not really sure how many because there's no documentation in the box to explain. But yeah. So you can also do red, green, blue. You can do white. You can lock the keys of the remote control so you don't accidentally press a button or something like that. Maybe your kid plays with it. I don't know. They're going to eventually press the lock button, of course. You can change the brightness. Ooh, that's really bright. You can change, if you're using like this, you can change the speed. See if I can make it go faster. Oh, that's interesting. The speed is actually changing the color there. Let me try number 3. Come on. There we go. Nope. Oops, I was pressing the wrong button. Sorry about that. Come on. Yeah, it's not exactly being very cooperative. Let's try the mode. Okay. There don't seem to... seems to be a little bit problematic. The modes don't seem to be cooperating very well. Let's try... Okay. This is strange. I seem to have done too good of a job of locking it or something. Well, let's try there. Okay. Let me back to this. Let me change the speed. Yeah, the speed doesn't really seem to be helping with that. That's weird. Let's try the mode again. Oh, let's go back to that one. Let's see if I can make it dimmer, make it brighter. Let's see if we can change the speed here. Yeah, that speed doesn't really seem to be doing much good. It's definitely not changing the fan speed. And yeah, so a little bit disappointing, but it's okay. Not great. I think that they could do a better job on the remote control. So yeah, overall not too bad. It gives you lots of options. You can have lots of fans running, even if they're powerful fans, because you get 4.5 amps per side. That's really a big plus if you consider the fact that most basic motherboards, and even a lot of the more advanced ones, the non-business ones, only offer 1, 2, maybe 3 amps at most per header. So that's definitely a good thing. And it's pre-wired, so you don't have to play around with that. So for those of you who want something simple, this is pretty simple, wouldn't you say? Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.
I need to ask for your help. Things have been challenging. Whose life hasn't been challenging lately? So if you can please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications, that would be really, really super. Also, if you'd like to help me financially and you can't afford to, you can do a super thanks on my Glenn's Fast Reviews channel, or you can become a member there. Or if you prefer, you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII and become a member there instead. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Bleeping Computer for their support of my channel. If you need resources for computers, for getting rid of malware and learning about cybersecurity and stuff, Bleeping Computer, BLEEPING computer.com is a great resource. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.